John from Madcap Music Review. We're here with Micah from Iration. How you doing, brother?
Good to see you.
Good to see you. So you guys are winding down your tour tonight, final night here at the Wiltern for your album, Automatic. How's it been?
It's been long and good. It's been on the road for 7 weeks, and we're at the last show, so we're happy to be home. We're happy to finish it off in LA at a good venue, and yeah, we're stoked.
What was it like for you guys last night playing the Fillmore? When you play a gig like that, that's so historic, where you think of bands that have come through there like Janis Joplin, Quicksilver Messenger Service, the Airplane, all that history in the 60s, do you kind of soak it in a bit before you go in, or do you just...
Well, definitely. I mean, at the Fillmore, when you're in the green room and you're upstairs, it's all the flyers and the posters of the bands that have been there before and sold it out, and, you know, when you see pictures of Janis Joplin, Jerry Garcia, Tom Petty, people that are straight legends in the music business, and, you know, some of our personal heroes, it's surreal, and being able to sell it out and then have our own poster made, for the show last night was really like an honor. And yeah, it's pretty surreal. I guess the feeling is when you're on stage, you just like, is this really happening? Yeah,
right. You got to pinch yourself for a minute.
Yeah.
And then also on this tour, you guys played Red Rocks, which is another amazing venue. And interesting, you played with the Descendants, which is a good old school punk band.
Yeah, they were really nice guys, and yeah, I mean, Red Rocks was a great venue, and we really enjoyed it. And it's one of those things you just check off your checklist of places that you want to
bucket list type thing.
Yeah. Yeah, the Descendants were really cool guys. They were all really nice guys, and they, said, they dug our set, and that was huge, and we got to hang out with them afterwards, so it was a pretty cool experience.
So you guys have come a long way. You all knew each other in Hawaii, but didn't really start playing until you guys were going to college in Isla Vista, so I assume you were at UCSB?
Yeah, we were all Santa Barbara area after, for college and after college. Some of us went to school down here and in LA area, and we moved up there. But yeah, it's we all knew each other from high school, and we kind of just started playing music together and playing covers, and it just kind of took off from there. We started writing original music, and it snowballed, I guess.
So for you, what were some of your influences growing up as a kid that got you, or when did you really know that music was what you wanted to do with your life?
I don't know. I've always been musical since I was a kid. I could always sing, and my mom sung a lot growing up, and she was kind of the person that was my musical influence as a child, and she had good taste in music, luckily. So, I got a lot of good music in the car growing up, going to school.
Sure.
We would sing together, and I don't know if I ever really knew until we were actually in the band doing it that I was, it was something that I could do as a career, or something that I could do in my life. But I've always loved music. I've always felt like I've had a connection with music, and mostly in the songwriting department, I feel is where I really feel the most comfortable. Singing and maybe secondary, and guitar thirdly, but the songwriting for me is always the place where I felt the most comfortable.
Just the lyricism, just writing down a little bit of poetry in there.
Being able to form a song.
And that's got to be an amazing evolution, because, Isla Vista, I had friends that went to UCSB, and we'd go up and visit them in the 90s, and I don't know how anyone graduates from that school. It's constant kegers, parties, so I'm imagining you guys must have started out playing a lot of backyard parties, a lot of what was going on, still goes on there. And
that's definitely what it was. It was just backyard parties, garages, wherever we could set up a PA system and get it done. And we had good crowds, which was, made it worth the while. So.
And now in just under 10 years, because you guys, about 2005, 2004, you guys are selling out the Fillmore, selling out the Wiltern. That's a really quick period of time, just to boom.
And when we started, we really basically had no idea how to play instruments. We just kind of decided, let's play music. So the first 4 or 5 years, I don't even consider it really being a band, because it was mostly just us figuring out how to play, just figuring out what we were, how to play, how to work the instruments that we're playing, You know, for me that was a huge thing. Like just getting tossed into the game with electric guitar and pedals, and I had no idea what I was doing. I'd only played acoustic guitar up to that point, and it was just a whole new ball game for me. And all those things that you kind of take for granted now, but you know, it took a long time because there was a lot of trial and error for us. So.
Did you know it was going to be a more reggae vibed kind of band? Or
yeah, we always knew it was going to be reggae just because that's what we were listening to, and that's what when we were covering songs, we were covering reggae songs.
Okay.
And that's, you know, that was what we all were into at the time. And I think our taste has evolved, and we still love reggae, obviously, but we like a lot of other stuff too. So
there's some subtle influences, especially the first thing I noticed was when I got to the second track on Show Me, there's a Fleetwood Mac vibe on there. I don't know if you guys realize it. It's very subtle,
definitely.
but
I love Fleetwood Mac. They're one of my favorite bands of all time, and even the song "Go That Road" for me sounds very country.
That's country, yeah, exactly.
But it's a very Fleetwood Mac. For me, it was a Fleetwood Mac influence. Just listening to Rumors, and there's a song on there that really was an up-tempo acoustic track, and it just inspired me to do something like that, because there's all these acoustic songs that are out there that are these slow, down-tempo things.
Yeah, you get things like Landslide, they're a little melancholy.
Right.
What was it, Never Going Back, I think, off of Rumors?
Yeah, or I don't want to know.
I'm going back there. Yeah. Yeah, you feel that vibe.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a ton of. If you listen to the CD, obviously that's very eclectic. There's a lot of influences from all over the place.
There is, Mr. Operator. If you close your eyes, it sounds like Anthony Kiedis. You turn into Anthony Kiedis for a minute. There's a vibe on there, you know, with that.
We try to always. Our mantra when we're in the studio is you try to serve the song and try to make sure that the song is the most well represented that it could be. Everybody's job is to serve the song and make sure that that's your number one priority as a musician. I think in every musician, really, you should be trying to serve your song.
Yeah, and especially in Automatic, you guys talk about the fans and how their love gives you the ability to do what you love, and you're giving it back to them. So you guys, I know when you guys do record releases, you could probably play the Santa Barbara Bowl, but you always go back to your home gig at Velvet Jones, where you guys started out, and do free shows, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, well, you know, Santa Barbara, the market that it is, it's kind of an in-betweener, and there's not a whole lot of venues that are in between the Santa Barbara Bowl and Velvet Jones. So we choose the easier route. We rehearse at Velvet Jones, and you know, we want it to be intimate. We want it to be, if it's for the fans, we want it to be intimate. We want it to be for them to be able to, like, you know, share the moment with us. So, plus we just love the venue. We love the guys that run it and own it. So,
and you kind of that was kind of your first gig, wasn't it? Like,
right. That was our first gig ever. It was on State Street at Velvet Jones. So we try to give back to them as well.
That's awesome. What's the recording process like? Are these songs that you write on the road? Do you wait till you get off the road before you start composing? And
generally right off the road. For me, I have to be kind of in the right zone, the right place, ready to do it, ready to be inspired or to take in inspiration and sit by myself for a period of time and just kind of be like zone out and be with it for a while.
Right.
I'll generally write on acoustic or, you know, whatever I can at the time, and then bring it to the guys, and then everybody puts their, you know, thing
puts their stamp on it, and then
and that's how it forms.
And you guys fit in with just about any type of music. Probably best seen at Lollapalooza 2011. I mean, you were playing with diverse acts like a Perfect Circle. You had Eminem, you know, Damian Marley, I think, was on that. I mean, there's
Marley,
so many
Arctic Monkeys, Foo Fighters, Muse, My Morning Jacket. I mean, and then there was a ton of electronic artists. You know, that was a great.
Yeah, Dead Mouse,
weekend.
I think, was spinning.
Dead Mouse.
Yeah.
I mean, it was everybody's name. So it was a great festival. We had a great time. I got to meet Perry Farrell and shake his hand and be like, "Thank you for having us." And
it was cool that you caught his ear. You know,
it was amazing. It was just an amazing experience, and yeah, I mean, we love playing the festivals. We love to be in those settings, in those stages, and you know, we feel like our music fits a number of different circumstances and places. So,
in the position you guys are in now, when you actually go and hit the road, what determines who you're going to like bring out with you? Is there anything in particular? Is it trying to keep it local, friends,
yeah,
eclectic?
we try to keep it bands that we know, or bands that we feel like have earned it to go out and you know, are ready to tour, ready to get out there and do work. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
We were given the opportunity by Pepper when we were just starting, and you know, that really helped us get our career jump started, and we always like, you know, thankful for them doing that, and
yeah, absolutely.
yeah, so we just try to give it back in the same way, you know, take out the younger bands that are coming up and trying to put their stamp on it.
That's great.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, we were at the Tribal Seed show last night, and, you know, I was talking to some of the guys from Seedless, and I was telling them, I'm like, you know, the last musical movement, if you really go back, regardless of genre, would probably be 94, the whole Seattle scene, grunge. But now you've got this thing going on in California, this Cali Roots movement. There's just, all these bands are just exploding at once. You know, you've got Seedless, you got Tribal Seeds, you got Fortunate Youth who's playing tonight, and Seedless. You know, guys like Micah Brown, all the way down to San Diego, Stranger. I mean, I kind of think like 10 years from now, you know, is everyone going to look back and it's going to be this scene that maybe people aren't realizing like how important it is, but you're like in the midst of this scene that's just blowing up. You got the Expendables up in Santa Cruz, you know, Dirty Heads. I mean, so many great bands.
Revolution,
yeah, Revolution. That's from their hometown heroes, also from Santa Barbara.
Yeah, and you know, we got a lot of bands like the Green and stuff coming from Hawaii. So
yeah,
no, it's
bands.
I don't know if it will end up being historically significant in any way, but you know, we try to just make music that's true to us and music that we want to play and want to hear, and
hopefully the documentation's there, and someday people go back and look. Even bands like Catch a Fire coming all the way from New Zealand, when they get to California, it blows up. Yeah. And then you've got painters like Al Scholl that'll paint live, and you guys do Cali Roots quite a lot.
We've done it twice, you know.
Is that kind of like a homecoming for you guys? It's like seeing all your buddies and...
Yeah, whenever you get all the bands together at a festival, you know, it's always fun to see everybody, and we've all toured with each other and played together, and you know, we all know each other, so it's fun. Yeah, it is. It's like a big, like, high school reunion type.
Yeah, right.
Something, for musicians.
Right on.
Yeah.
So, you guys tonight's finishing out of the tour. Sold out the Fillmore. Sold out tonight. What's next for you guys? Taking a break?
Taking a break. You can hear my voice is a little hoarse, so we're gonna take a little break, give myself a rest, play some golf, play with my dog. Yeah, start writing again.
Start writing it? Wow. Yeah, you guys are always putting stuff out. I mean, this barely just dropped in July.
Yeah. I mean...
Automatic.
It's out, and we'll tour on it again next year, and the beginning of next year, and... but you always got to be writing. We have enough time off right now where...
Maybe like an EP or something?
Well, we haven't decided what we're going to do, but, you know, I'm going to start writing. Start figuring it out, and when the material comes together, and we'll decide what we want to put out there. But
I think what's most interesting with this too, particular with Automatic, it's so hard these days to buy albums. You know, everyone wants to go on iTunes, and I'm old school. I grew up with vinyl and, you know, cassettes and CDs, and I like to have the liner notes and see the pictures of the band members. And unless you've got a really good local record store, you know, like Amoeba or Fingerprints or something like that, it's hard to get. Best Buy is full of Iration. Like, you guys are everywhere. Like, this album's just, it's not hard to find, and that's awesome. That's rare these days. That, you know,
CD,
to actually physically be able to go into a store without having to pre-order it, it's just there when you walk in. You know, that's generally Rolling Stones or Iron Maiden or a band like that. You guys are definitely...
We have a good distribution deal and a good distribution company, and we're lucky, you know. We're an independent band. We have our own label, and we've just made good relationships, and we're lucky to work with good companies that are able to do those things for independent artists. And the way that the business is now, we're able to do that, and it's not totally controlled by the majors. And so we just feel lucky, and you know, we're in a point in the music history of music where we can control our destiny for the most part.
Yeah, it's a different time, you know. It's there's the advantages and the disadvantages is the illegal downloading, obviously, but you're also able to get your music out to a bigger market through the different networks, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or whatnot, and have that connection with the fans.
Definitely, yeah.
Back in the 80s, you had no idea where the band was going afterwards. You guys have an after party tonight. You put it right up there. Everybody knows where they can hang out and chill with you guys.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. So for people out there that want to find out more about you guys and what you're up to next and follow you, where's the best place to find you?
Well, we're on all social network vehicles. So Twitter is Iration, at Iration. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can also go and get everything through our brand new website at irationmusic.com. And we also have an Iration app. It's free, so...
Oh, do you have an app now?
Yeah, we have an app.
Oh, that's killer.
Yeah, we have, we got that all covered. And
nice.
Pretty much any music app, soundtracking, SoundCloud, any of that stuff, we're on all of that, so...
All right.
Yeah, check it out.
All right, well, thank you for having us out.
No problem, thank you.
Appreciate it. Iration, you're going to rock it tonight, and thank you.
No problem. Thanks.
All right.